So if you clicked on this video, you probably want to know how you can counter Nightcap. I'm sure we're probably all in agreement one of the most infuriating things in the game right now is being taken out by Nightcap's Fung Fu because she appeared out of nowhere. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best methods of avoiding Fung Fu and just generally how you can try and counter Nightcap. If you guys do find today's video helpful, make sure you do drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and turn on notifications. And if you want to see some more guides like this of how to counter other characters, then let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, let's get straight in with today's video. So I do want to make it clear that Nightcap is getting a nerf. She's going to be getting some character balancing changes in early October. However, that's still a couple of weeks away, so we want to try and have some ways to counter her in the meantime. Now, Fung Fu is very powerful and very annoying. However, Shadow Sneak is the ability what makes Fung Fu so incredibly powerful, because she can sneak in without anybody noticing and then deal that massive damage. Well, I do want to let you know that once she is in Shadow Sneak, you can actually see some little footsteps that Nightcap is making. You can kind of see the direction she's taking, so if you keep your eye out for these footsteps, you will know when Nightcap is coming. I know it can be very difficult to look for, especially in the heat of a battle, but she's not completely invisible. You still can see sort of where she is. It's just very, very difficult. Now, when it comes to being attacked by Nightcap in the Fung Fu ability itself, there are certain characters and certain character abilities which can allow you to counter the Fung Fu ability. The first one is for the 80s action hero. You can actually use the dynamite dodge, which is an amazing ability to use against Fung Fu, because not only do you dodge and jump either to the left or to the right or whichever direction you're facing, not only do you dodge out of the Fung Fu itself, you will also leave behind a giant dynamite explosive which is going to explode right next to where Nightcap is using her ability. And the fact that the radius and things like that are getting reduced in the patch, that's going to make Dynamite Dodge even more powerful. So if you are playing as 80s action hero and Nightcap comes over to use Fung Fu, simply use your Dynamite Dodge, jump out of the way, and then hopefully the Dynamite Explosion should be able to take Nightcap out, or at least do a huge amount of damage so you can easily finish her off. But simply using the ability to be able to get out of her Fung Fu ability and avoid it is just a great benefit anyway. Another character which is great at avoiding Fung Fu, and just a great character to go up against Nightcap anyway, is the Scientist. If she sneaks up on you and she starts using her Fung Fu, you can simply warp away and therefore you won't take any damage. But you can also use your warps to try and avoid her Spore Mist, try and sneak around behind her, and then take her out. Super Brainz is another character I tend to lean towards if there's a lot of Nightcaps on the enemy team and I want to try and counter them. Now, Super Brainz isn't exactly the greatest character at getting away from Fung Fu. Of course, you can punch in the vicinity and try and do a lot of damage, or try and use your superhero leap to be able to get away. However, what benefits Super Brainz in a Nightcap head-to-head battle is if you charge up his fist and then get a full-on attack which directly hits her, it's going to do 80 damage. So if she hasn't been overhealed by a Sunflower, that's instantly going to take her out, and it doesn't actually take too long to charge up her fist. I can probably see that being nerfed in the future, but right now, Super Brainz Charge Up Fist does 80 damage if you get a direct hit, which can take out a Nightcap instantly. There are some other characters which I'm not really going to go into detail with, but can kind of avoid Fung Fu or use them to try and counter Nightcap. You have the Foot Soldier's Rocket Jump. You can use that to get away from Fung Fu. The Engineer's Bullhorn Swarm is a great thing to stun the Nightcap, but if Nightcap has decided to use her Fung Fu will actually destroy the Bullhorn Swarm, so it won't actually stun her. And then you have the Gravity Grenade for the Imp. If the Fung Fu's already activated, it's going to continue, but you can hold Nightcap in place before she uses it or after she uses it. So characters like that can be counters as well. However, my favorite character, which I think is the best counter for Nightcap, is Electric Slide. I feel that every ability that Electro Slide has is a great ability to counter Nightcap. So the first one is Funky Bouncer, which you can use to push enemies away. if you see Nightcap coming towards you and she starts using her Fung Fu, you can use the Funky Bouncer to actually push her away. So she's actually going to be moving away from you, you're not trying to get away from her. So it's also a great ability to use if you can see that she's going to attack a teammate, you can send her away, so therefore she's not going to deal any damage, and if you're at the edge of a map, you can knock her off the map as well. With Out of Fight, this is just an ability that you can quickly use to avoid her. So if she sneaks up on you, you don't have some of your abilities available, and she starts to use Fung Fu, you can use Out of Fight to quickly go invincible, and you won't take any damage. This can give your other abilities a few seconds to cool down, but as Fung Fu is the most damage dealing ability she has, you've instantly avoided that attack. And with Disco Tornado, you can use that ability when she's going to be activating Fung Fu, as it covers a huge area. So if Nightcap does activate Fung Fu near you, you can activate the Disco Tornado, which will take her out or at least deal a lot of damage. So that right there is my guide of how you can counter Nightcap. Of course, there are going to be some other methods as well, but I think those are some of the best ones you can use, especially Electric Slide and 80s Action Hero using the Dynamite Dodge. Those are probably my favorite abilities to use to try and counter Nightcap, and more specifically, her Fung Fu ability. If you did find today's video helpful, please feel free to drop a like down below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Zero, and I will catch you all in another video.